age?
My name is Pocahontas.
I had to see you again.
Quick, this way.
Where is Pocahontas?
Stop! I feel so lost.
You know your path, child. Now follow it.
Welcome everyone to the AC Dream channel. I'm AC Dream and I do full-length reviews on Disney animated films from the Disney Renaissance. And today I'm reviewing the story of Pocahontas. The movie Pocahontas. Yet people seem to confuse these two things. The movie Pocahontas is a 1995 Disney animated movie that tells the fictional life of an 18-year-old Powhatan Indian princess who meets and helps out native settlers from England when they settle in what would later be known as Jamestown. It has animal allies, a talking tree, and no atrocities against Native Americans other than being historically inaccurate. It's nothing like the historical event where Pocahontas was 12 when she originally met John Smith and eventually had her entire civilization completely destroyed by the pilgrims she originally helped out. Pocahontas is trying to find her purpose in life and what lies behind a riverbed. She has a good body, kind heart, and did I mention incredibly, unrealistically perfect hair. And I mean incredibly perfect hair. Like just wow, you can't get this top quality even in the best weave shops. But moving on, her father wants her to marry muy macho Coco because this is a Neolithic society and loving someone besides their masculinity and her social status hadn't yet been established. But she doesn't want to, come on. She was blessed with the colors of the wind and her mom's spirit. What type of girl would want that if she had this? She's not like the rest of these bitches. Pocahontas decides to go on an awesome river adventure which miraculously doesn't let her or her raccoon friend die in order to visit her grandmother, who is a talking tree.
I was hoping you'd
Yup.
today.
Holy fucking god, a talking tree! You know, instead of getting a fairy or a magical beast, no, she has a freaking talking tree to help her out. Anyways, the tree, her grandmother, tells her to follow her dreams. And that's just what she does when she finds John Smith. So, this is where all the problems start to form in the movie. John Smith is, well, he has a very endocentric view on life. And he likes Pocahontas so much because, you know, she's exotic. For you see, John Smith is one of those creepy white men who likes interracial relationships. He ain't like those regular boys. He's more regular than Thomas. But still, there's something strange with that man. Or at least that's how the movie claims him to be. Personally, I don't care who another person wishes to engage in a romantic relationship with, as long as they aren't dead, an animal, or a child, which would have occurred if Disney followed the historical plotline of Pocahontas. And by meeting Pocahontas, John Smith is able to give her tuberculosis like an historical event? His language. I know this is a crazy scene and all on its own, but if it wasn't for Pocahontas having the magical power of being able to learn a new language in less than 10 minutes, she wouldn't have been able to sing Colors of the Wind so well. And people still complain about this. Listen, pal, if you guys wanted to hear her speak to this man in her native Powhatan Indian language, the song would have sounded like Niki niki naka wawe. Niki naka woo. Hawajibi hachi wawa. Bibi naka wibi wawa hawa woo. How high Segararo, if you put it down, you will never know, really never know. Cause no one would have been able to understand what was going on. And that shit wouldn't have won an Academy Award. I mean, if you wanted Pocahontas to play out like a truly historical movie, it would have turned out something like this. I'm a 12-year-old girl, stay the fuck away from me. I don't know what that means. Rape. Cause that is how they would have turned out like. Who shows this to little kids? The colonization of the New World was a brutal and bloody historical time period. I mean, didn't you guys play Age of Empire? But that's not the point. The point is that Disney could have not made an accurate historical portrayal of Pocahontas without heavily censoring it, which it did, and this is why it made a historically fictional version of Pocahontas. Oh, I'm sorry. Does this hurt you? Did that sound racist? I think the real racism is all the negative criticism this movie got from people who falsely believe it was trying to tell the story of the real-life Pocahontas, an Indian tribe of that time period, that it stole off of and corrupted a part of history. But in reality, these haters stole off of Pocahontas and corrupted this beautiful Disney animated masterpiece. I think the real racism came from people who were in reality discontent because of their own prejudices. They probably weren't happy with the fact that this was Disney's first interracial relationship, or that Disney had another strong female protagonist, or her awesome hair. But I don't care whatever their reason was. They decided to hate on this movie using the guise that it was historically inaccurate. That's the biggest bullshit ever. This is just a kids movie. It's not trying to be historically accurate. Just outrageous. I mean, you want to talk about outrage? Did James Cameron from Avatar give credit to Pocahontas? Apparently he didn't, with his 45-page declaration that Avatar was completely his own idea. Forget the previous works like Dances with Wolves or Paul Anderson's 1977 novel The Avatar, and especially Pocahontas. Oh, no similarities here! Okay, before I end this review, I've been getting a ton of responses of what in the world it means to paint with all the colors of the wind. And here is my own official definition of it. To paint with all the colors of the wind is to understand, see the beauty that each different element presents in life, and utilize, paint these beautiful elements into your own life so that you yourself can reflect the full diverse beauty of life to others, so that they too can eventually paint with all the colors of the wind. That's a freaking long definition, but it makes sense, at least to me. Basically, understand that we all can't be the same, because that would cause the world to fall apart. You can't paint everything the same and expect for it to be as diverse as if it had different colors. It ruins expression. So, what is my conclusion of Pocahontas? In the end, Pocahontas is an incredibly undervalued Disney animated Renaissance movie which deserves a lot more love for telling the story of a girl who, by being brave and true to herself, is able to stop a war from starting and save the man she loves. And not the fact that it is completely falsely based off a historical event. Trust me, if you do that, you'll have a peaceful burial, I promise you. Well, that concludes my review of Pocahontas. I will complete the entire series of movies from the Disney Renaissance. However, I will be working on some side projects for the AC Dream channel in the future. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out my previous reviews from the Disney Renaissance.
Steady as the beating drum. Or do you still?
Niki naka wawe. Niki naka woo. Hawajibi hachi wawa. Hibi naka wibi wawa wawa woo. How high, Segararo, if you put it down.